Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another week of videos. It's a Monday, so I thought we'd start with another box opening video. This one came in the mail via UPS. For those that are new to the channel, we are a collectible card game channel that likes to discuss collectible card games like Magic the Gathering, MetaZoo. We've also looked at some Star Trek cards from the 90s, and we're working on some Star Wars videos from the 90s and 2000s as well. So if you're fans of any of those collectible, customizable trading card games, feel free to subscribe to this channel and see what we open and discuss. Today's video covers one of my favorite topics, which is Arabian Nights cards. It also covers graded cards, which we haven't discussed yet on the channel, but we have a lot of experience with, and we'll start to kind of cover some of that ground in today's video. So this arrived this week, packaged very well. We have one card in this package. It's from a seller that I've purchased from before. They sell on eBay, and I have notifications set for cards that I'm looking for. So that's where I saw this card, but this seller also has their own website and brick and mortar store, which if you go to their website, cards are I think they're 10% cheaper on the website, and you can also get bonuses and reward points towards future purchases. So let's take a look at this package today, see what's inside the box, and have a nice little conversation about that card. This is the bonus item. It is the card we purchased was a Magic the Gathering card. As you can see, it's graded by PSA. The bonus item was a Topps 2022 opening day pack of baseball cards. We're also fans of sports and sports collectibles on the channel as well. So I think I'm gonna save this for opening day 2023, and we'll open this in April and see, kind of see what we get in that. I picked this item because there's a possibility of containing insert cards, which I think are like relic cards in this set, which you could probably get like a piece of the player's jersey, which would be fun. Magic the Gathering hasn't done any kind of relic cards yet, but they are starting to do inserts and serialized cards. So I'm wondering if in the future we'll ever see like Magic products that have pieces of Magic memorabilia on them. Only time will tell. So this card is, as you can see, a PSA graded card. They put it in a little team bag that you can take out there. It is in great shape, and the card is a PSA 9 Ydwen Efreet, which is a rare card from Magic the Gathering. Ydwen is a anagram for Wendy, who is a friend of Richard Garfield's, I believe, at the time. And this is a creature card that is a 3/6 power toughness, and it has the coin flip ability, which they use a lot in MetaZoo and some of the D&D card sets that came out for Magic. So this card, you flip a coin immediately after defense is announced. Opponent calls heads or tails while the coin is in the air. If the flip ends up in the opponent's favor, Ydwen Efreet cannot block this turn. So that is the PSA 9 copy of the Ydwen Efreet that we are going to do something special with. We're going to add it to our PSA set of Arabian Nights cards. So story time. Before the pandemic, I was working on a set of PSA graded Arabian Nights cards, and I was buying the raw cards and submitting them to PSA in bulk submissions for roughly $10 to $15 a card. It was pretty affordable before the pandemic to submit raw cards to PSA and get them graded, in less than 3 months. It was like 30-day turnaround time. You'd get all your cards. So set collecting was pretty fun back in the day. And then when the pandemic happened, PSA raised their prices, and it became very cost prohibitive to submit cards to PSA. It was like $250 a card, I'm talking. It was really expensive. So nobody really submitted to PSA. They had a backlog of cards that they received just before the pandemic, and it took them a year and a half to kind of get through those orders and fulfill the orders for their patrons. So going back to the last order that I sent to PSA, it was probably 50 cards, and they were harshly grading that submission. So a lot of the PSA Arabian Nights cards in that set came back near mint 7. And I was trying to put together a PSA 8 or 9 in that range complete set. So about 5 to 10 of the cards were in 7 condition, so then I had to work on upgrading those to 9s. And due to due to the cost increases at PSA, it was almost impossible to submit cards back to PSA and try to get them in 9. It would be like several $100s per card. So I instead purchased some BGS copies of the cards, and was gonna just have the complete graded set in that condition. But now we're post-pandemic. PSA is opening up their submissions again. They had recently a bulk submission for trading cards. It was like $15 a card, and the turnaround time was still like 120 days. So that's about 4 months. If they're on schedule, you could probably get your cards, within 6 months. But there can be delays, and it can take a while. So it's faster almost to just purchase the cards in the grade you want, either on eBay or on a seller's website, and just upgrade your set that way. So that's kind of what we've done. I'll show you a few cards in this box. This is and part of the Arabian Nights set in PSA grades slabs. This is a mint 9 Aladdin. This is a mint 9 Aladdin's Lamp. This is a PSA 8 Ali from Cairo. This is a PSA 9 mint Bazaar of Baghdad. So those are all some cards from this set. I think what I'll do as well is make a video on the PSA Arabian Nights set so you can see what all of the cards are in the set. But these are just some of the rare cards that you'll need to complete the set. Again, my goal was 8 or 9 condition, and so the 7s that I got from PSA right before the pandemic, I was trying to upgrade those into 8 or 9 or 8.5 condition. So we've got there's a Juzam Dejin in an 8, it's pretty nice. We've also got a Library of Alexandria in a PSA 9. A nice copy. And then we'll skip over to the Ydwen Efreet, this very end of the set here. So the copy I had was PSA 7. I think the average grade for the entire set was around 8.69. And so I will put in the mint 9 today, and that should bump the set grade up, the composite grade, to about like 8.75 or something. So that's not bad. There are 2 sets on the registry where all of the cards are Gem Mint 10, and some of those are pretty pricey and hard to find. So those are beautiful sets. I encourage you to check those out and see what those look like. But I'm pretty happy with a PSA 8 to 9 range Arabian Nights set. I also had a BGS 9 Ydwen Efreet when I was trying to complete the set in 8 or 9 condition. I just couldn't find any PSA or BGS cards in mint condition. So I picked up this BGS 9 Ydwen Efreet, and we're going to compare it to the PSA 9 Ydwen Efreet that we picked up this week. And as you can see, let's take a quick look. I think the centering is obviously a little nicer on this PSA version, top to bottom. You can see on the Beckett version, the top border is a lot thicker than the bottom border. There's also a little edge corner thing there, which doesn't appear on the PSA copy. So I'd say the PSA copy was a nice pickup. It's definitely going to be an upgrade to the overall set, and obviously an upgrade for the PSA set, because you can punch in the set grade number and it'll improve the set there. This is the difference between a a PSA 9 and a PSA 7 version if you want to see the differences there. Centering is much better on the PSA 9. So the centering on the PSA 7 is a little off left to right. You can see the right side is thicker, and there's also some whitening on the top edge from shuffling and collecting over the years. So those are some of the differences between the 7 and the 9, and the 9 is definitely an improvement. So I will also put the 7 and this BGS 9 Ydwen Efreet up on eBay. So if you're a collector of PSA cards or Arabian Nights cards or BGS cards, and you want a BGS 9 Ydwen Efreet, I'll put that on eBay and put the link in the description. I will also do the same for the PSA 7 Ydwen Efreet, since I was able to finally find the PSA 9 Ydwen Efreet to upgrade this set. I think in my next video for PSA Arabian Nights, we'll look at a few of the cards I might be missing for the complete set. I know Brassman is the only other uncommon I need in a PSA holder. I have it in a BGS 8.5. And then there's a couple light and dark variants of the common cards, like Erg Raiders and Giant Tortoise, that are harder to find in the light version in 8 or 9. So I have them in the dark version in mint 9, but I just need a copy in the light version in a PSA holder. So now that PSA pricing has kind of come down a little bit, and I could maybe submit cards to PSA for less than $25 and get them back in less than 6 months, I might do that. But I wanted to start the conversation today about PSA graded cards and let you know that we will cover some of that on this channel. If you're interested in picking up some of the cards that we've upgraded today, those will be on eBay. And if you have questions and comments, put them in the link in the comment section below, and we'll answer those. And if you're a fan of graded cards, please give the channel a subscription, and then you'll be notified the next time we upload a video about PSA graded cards. And I appreciate you all for watching today. I hope you have a fabulous week, and we thank you for your participation in our adventures in graded Magic cards. Thanks, everyone.